Don't miss Clownfish Studios' latest crowdfunder, Crimson Wren Volume 1 on Kickstarter and Indiegogo. Thaddeus Wendell's greatest treasure is out there, and it's up to young mage Crimson Wren and the crew of a rundown airship called the True North to find it. But will they find it in time? Crimson Wren of the True North is a race against the clock filled with action, adventure, comedy, and heart. This is a brand new manga-style graphic novel from Clownfish Studios. Go to crimsonwren.com or check it out on Indiegogo and Kickstarter. It ends on November 18th. That's November 18th. And now on with the video. Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we can't stop talking about Frosk.
Nope.
And Henry
And I
Cavill.
can't stop talking about Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill. Geeky wants to talk about Henry Cavill. We're going to talk about Frosk and Henry Cavill and fans petitioning to get him reinstated as The Witcher. I think he's moving on for reasons, and we'll talk about
It was funny.
those.
We talked about that in another video that we thought, well, our opinion was more likely he was quitting because of, the creative differences and the fact that they didn't respect the source material.
Yeah.
We said that, and then other people came out, then it came out later, oh, people are pretty sure that's why he's leaving. It's like, yeah, shocker.
Yeah, so lots of things going on here. I'm just really surprised. This is Fandom Wire. Fandom Wire is not taking Frosk's side in this. We saw the dust up on Twitter, and we're like, it's just Frosk saying something dumb. It's Tuesday, right? I think it literally was Tuesday. But yeah, she's even being called out by other media outlets. Pretty interesting stuff. Dunking on Henry Cavill's like, well, Matthew Perry dunking on Keanu Reeves. It doesn't go very well.
No.
For you. So, before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. Over 280,000, almost 281,000 subs. Getting close to 300. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already, so we can keep complaining into the microphone and posting it on the internet. That's what we do.
And we just call bullshit out.
We
I have
do.
a low bullshit tolerance.
Well, speaking of low bullshit tolerance, I think the internet is getting tired of Frosk.
Frost just needs to stay down for a while. Frost will not stop running her mouth, but she's getting her in trouble. First, she did her rant about their audience on G4, and that didn't go well. Then, after everybody got fired, she was bragging and like, ha ha ha, they didn't get me, suck at you, man babies, And then that didn't go well. And now that she's out, she's going to start tagging Henry Cavill right when the fans are defending him. And it's not going well.
God, why don't you just punch Danny DeVito in the face while you're at it?
No.
He did
nothing to her.
Neither did Henry Cavill.
No, and it's like, let's be honest, it's not because she's jealous because she wants to date him or anything.
No, she's made it very clear she's not into that sort of thing.
Maybe she's afraid he's taking the women away from her. I don't know.
He's taking all the good ones. Anyway, she dunked on Henry Cavill for dating a 19-year-old at 30 plus. Again, coming from Fandom Wire, not some alt-right Nazi blog or anything. Gaming personality Frosk tries framing DCU's Superman actor on out-of-context allegations and gets trolled online.
Right. The media is calling her out too. Not just people like us. The media is jumping in as well.
Fans were shocked, however, when our original Geralt of Rivia, Henry Cavill, the original, the only, transferred the torch to fellow actor Liam Hemsworth. We're going to talk about that. And then here comes Frosk. Well, many reacted to Cavill's departure from the franchise with mixed feelings ranging from regret at the wasted potential of his casting to satisfaction that the actor no longer had to work with such tainted material.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. It's like, I think, and we said as soon as we announced it, because I covered it almost immediately after it dropped. We were like, I think it's because we had the other guy coming out working on the Marvel project saying that the writer's room at The Witcher, they actively have disdain for the source material.
Yep.
And then we're like, I bet you that's why he's quitting.
Frosk saw this as an opportunity to morality signal. Oh my God.
Yes, because why? He didn't do anything he didn't do anything to even warrant. It's not like he did something shitty and she just tried to jump in on it.
Nope.
He didn't do anything.
No, because he was trending. That's how these people work. Somebody starts to trend you don't like, and for whatever reason, you don't like this person, they're a wrong thinker, whatever. And then, every time Chris Pratt trends for something, Twitter dogpiles Chris Pratt. She's just trying to stay relevant because she's out of the public eye right now. Former G4 network anchor Indiana Frost Black has attempted and failed to paint former Netflix Witcher star Henry Cavill as problematic in an apparent move to keep her relevance following the failure of G4's recent comeback attempt.
This is Fandom Wire?
This is Fandom Wire. This is not. See,
everybody sees through you.
Everybody sees through this crap. Henry Cavill said some very questionable things around Me Too and dated a 19-year-old as 30 plus. She said on Twitter, seeing people throw themselves at his feet for The Witcher is weird. The show is whatever at best.
Couple things here. Couple things. Well, last I checked, 19's legal.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
it is.
I wouldn't date someone that much younger than me, but, you know, I'm not going to judge him for doing it. I mean, maybe there's a reason. Maybe they're a really good person. Maybe they had something about them that he really liked. I don't know. I do know it's really questionable things that she's referring to. This is what the really fucking questionable things that she's referring to. Okay. Do you know what he said during Me Too? I don't have the exact quote, but it was something along the lines of he was afraid to date because with everything going on the way it was, basically he didn't want to be accused of anything. So he wasn't dating because he didn't want to accidentally be accused of anything by people who are just out there to accuse people.
Like Frosk.
Right. But
so
I'm like,
she's proving him correct.
But beyond that, what I don't know what. Remember the Me Too movement? Who came out of the Me Too movement? Amber Heard?
Yeah.
Well, according to the courts, she lied about Johnny Depp to try to get herself attention for the Me Too movement. Time's Up came out of the Me Too movement, and we saw where that ended up. You know, I'm just saying, can you blame him for worrying about it? I remember even covered it at the time and said, we can understand where he's coming from because best way to avoid a situation is to not put yourself in the situation to begin with.
That is true. When asked about the movement, Cavill stated stuff has to change. There's something wonderful about a man chasing a woman. And then he did say about, being afraid to date. Frosk's remark about him having dated a 19-year-old relates to Cavill's ex-girlfriend, Tara King, a British lady with whom he had a brief relationship between 2015 and 2016.
Years ago.
And she was of age. If it were the other way around, they'd be like, go you, lady, bagging a youngin'.
Probably.
Cher's dating some guy. Cher's like 75 dating like a 30-year-old or something.
Well, there's all kinds of celebrities and people that have people that are married to or they're dating they're way younger or way older than them. I don't see the big deal.
No, the problem is when you've got, 50-year-old people chasing 14-year-old people.
Yeah, that would be problematic.
Or when you have like Netflix animation showrunners publicly lusting after 13-year-old boys on their Tumblr blog.
Yeah. See,
that's a problem.
That's worrisome.
Anyway, Frosk gets trolled online for defaming Henry Cavill. Frosk certainly anticipated her tweet to earn her the admiration and praise of her more gender and identity politics focused contemporaries. Just like her rant, she thought that was going to go a lot better than it did. Practically everyone who read it, even her admirers and supporters, disagreed and trolled her.
Yeah, because he didn't do anything to warrant it.
As someone who is 31, I can't imagine dating a teenager, she remarked, looking for any justification to defend her original point of view. We're in vastly different life stages. She is an end stage career right now.
Yeah.
That's where she is. So, so while it may be legal, most of those relationships are pretty icky with power imbalance. Here's an admirer. I follow you because I support you. I enjoyed your outburst, and I believe many people completely missed your point. I support you in the same way that I support a man who is in a loving, consenting relationship with another adult. Frost attempted to explain her shaming of Cavill on the basis that he briefly dated Gina Carano.
It had nothing to do with anything.
Okay, so now we're getting into it. Now we know what the real problem is. The real problem is he dated Gina Carano like how many years ago?
Right, because there's no reason to bring Gina Carano into it other than that. And it was a long time ago. And again, Gina Carano, who said things that Susan Sarandon said pretty much the exact same damn thing for. They said the exact same things almost. And Susan Sarandon is, oh, wow, bravo, you're so right. Gina Carano is a horrible, toxic person and needs to be kicked off of everything and fired.
Finally, failing to get genuine backing, Frosk ended her wild swinging with a pitiful attempt to depict her detractors as creeps. They got this from Bounding in the Comics, actually. That's interesting. They are citing Bounding in the Comics. But yeah, this whole thing was weird. I mean, again, going after Henry Cavill is like going after Keanu Reeves and Matthew Perry. Like, really, everybody just took a shot at him. They're like, what the hell is wrong with you? Like, everybody loves Keanu Reeves.
Especially if it's like they didn't do anything wrong to warrant it. I mean, it sounds like you're just jealous because people are trying to petition to keep Henry Cavill in because they like him in the part. Unlike her, where everybody actively wanted her booted because she was being, a twit. And making very tone deaf comments about how she survived when all the people like she knew worked with her friends got laid off.
Yeah, and this isn't going to help her get her next gig. That's for damn sure. I wouldn't hire her at this point. I'd be like, you are deliberately looking for confrontation, looking to start a dust up to stay relevant, and you're really picking the wrong battles, the wrong hills to die on here. So there's a change.org petition out there to have Netflix keep Henry Cavill in The Witcher. And we're going to talk about the reasons why we think he's leaving. And it probably, it could be money. It could be Superman. And it could be that he's not happy with the show. Third,
because they asked him if he'd do a Marvel project at the same time as doing Superman. And he's basically like, yeah, if they wanted me to, I don't see why I couldn't, because James Gunn can. So it's not about doing two different things.
Right. You know who he looks like in the Marvel Comics universe? He looks an awful lot like Wonder Man. He looks a lot like Wonder Man, but we can't get Henry Cavill to be Wonder Man. We have to change Wonder Man. Just saying. So there's a petition. It just started a couple days ago. 83,000 signatures. I don't think Liam Hemsworth is going to be able to.
Yeah, there's no offense to Liam Hemsworth. Like when no one's like doing it because I hate Liam Hemsworth or anything like that. I don't have a strong feeling towards him one way or another. It's just that I wouldn't want to do it. You're not going to be able, no matter what you do, you're never going to be able to come to the level people expect. Yeah, because they've already associated the Henry Cavill with the character.
Yeah, it's at that point the show's dead. Just pull the plug after season 3, which I don't see a point in continuing it. Actually, after watching season 2, I'm like, there is no point to continuing this show. Like, the first season was okay. It was pretty good. I was kind of excited. And then second season dropped. I'm like, yeah, this is barely about Geralt anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't disagree. And they said that he was on set with the book, like, no. And I'm like, because he knew the source material. That's why he agreed to do it. Anymore, it's like, don't do projects that you love the source material on because they're going to probably F it up.
Well, okay, so just even this related article, we're talking about that. It said, who the F is bothering me? I'm playing World of Warcraft. Cavill was pissed that Zack Snyder called him for getting the role of Superman. And we've got this here on IO9, Gizmodo. For the love of God, someone let Henry Cavill talk about Warhammer. They get him on talking about Warhammer, and he's all into painting his miniatures.
He's relatable. He's a fan's fan because he loves the stuff just as much as we do, and he's made comments to such. He's made comments defending the fans, and and he just seems like a really nice person.
He does. I'm a nice person too.
I love you.
He's probably nicer than I am.
You were a dungeon master. I was. You're the fan's fan. You're.
I could have muscles like that if I had time to work out.
I'm not. Maybe. Okay. Anyway.
I
didn't go there. You did.
I'm gonna start dating him. That's what we're gonna do. There we go. It's all fair. We can share Henry.
I don't think he's into you.
I don't think he is either. But
he's not into me either. But we
could paint miniatures together and laugh at Frosk.
Actually, you know what? I would be more than happy to sit there and watch you and Henry Cavill paint miniatures together and laugh at Frosk. That would be like a dream come true, and I would just be in heaven for that time frame. I'd just be like, it would be
I'd wear the Daredevil suit.
It would be, oh my God. You're just like making it so awesome.
So he could sit there. He could be dressed as Geralt, and I could be dressed as Daredevil, and we can sit there and paint miniatures together and dunk on Frosk.
I know what I'm dreaming about tonight.
We do a podcast together.
Yeah, podcast. Sure.
Henry and me.
And
Geeky makes
it's
3.
Hot in here.
Henry and me and Geeky makes 3.
Oh yeah, it's so hot. Woo! Anyway. I gotta watch Enola Holmes too now because he's in it. Anyway, woo! Sorry. Very warm in here now. Okay, we wrap this up.
Well, no, because there's more.
Oh, there's more?
There's more. Well,
no. I can take more.
Anyway, I just wanted to, call back to this because we know that the Netflix Witcher is going down a dark path, a woke path. We know that one of the writers is now the lead writer, showrunner for X-Men 97, which actually gives me a glimmer of hope. It's like, please don't give me hope. But it gives me a glimmer of hope that we will get a proper continuation of the original 90s X-Men series, because, Bo DeMeo basically said that writers on The Witcher, and this is again coming from comicbookmovie.com, writers on The Witcher actively mocked the books and games. Mm-hmm. And Henry Cavill, I'm sure, was very aware, and I could totally see him being like, yeah, hey, what are you doing? Like,
people on set said he was.
Yeah, like, I signed on to play this character that I love from the books and the games, and you're constantly dunking on the character. Well, I mean, he was sidelined for sure in the second season. I mean, it was...
I would think it would be a requirement, a prerequisite. If you worked on a project, you don't have to be like, I don't think everybody has to be a fan of something to work on it. But you have to respect the material. It's better if you have a fan, I think, at some levels. But I think everybody needs to understand you need to be familiar with what came before. We need to keep it the same, feeling the same, everything. We can make changes, but it has to be respectful to the source material. It's not a hard thing to do. I don't know why they can't get that right.
They can't get right because the people they hire don't love or respect the source material. I mean, we were going to do a video on the Namor naming thing, and we've got Victoria Alonso basically creating a brand new character and calling him Namor and giving it a Spanish meaning.
Fans aren't going to want Namor of that.
Nothing. Fans want Namor of this shit. And we know, when the X-Men finally, whenever, come to the MCU, if the people that are in charge of Marvel right now are still in charge and they don't change course, they're going to change the X-Men. They're going to be unrecognizable. They're probably not even going to call them the X-Men. They're going to call them the mutants. And that's not going to go well. The brand is X-Men. This is the X-Men team. This was peak X-Men when they were at their most popular, proper rogue, Gambit not looking like a gay pirate, Wolverine.
Well, they're going to turn around and everybody's like, oh my gosh, did you hear they're going to race bend all these, have this character? Yes, it's Disney. I don't understand why anybody's surprised. And we already have Kiki Palmer out there showing herself dressed as Rogue. I mean...
Yeah, I think the weird thing is...
That's the redhead. We got to change that.
Of course we do. We got to change the redhead. So the thing is, though, is that the X-Men are incredibly diverse anyway. I mean, we've got X-Men from all over the world. And it's now this is probably the most popular lineup right here, but I mean, God, they even ruined Bishop. I mean, Bishop, strong African, well, I don't know if he's African American because he's from the future, but he's strong black character, was always a badass, was one of the most popular X-Men in the 90s, and they have turned him into a pussy. I mean, basically, they've turned him into a pussy. It's the people in charge of these franchises don't care. They don't want to do the research. It's too hard. They get in, they have a seat warm for them. They're like, oh yeah, these characters, I'm just looking at the lineup and they look too white. Let's just change everything. Mm-hmm. Geralt has too much screen time, even though it's called The Witcher. Yeah, we need the female characters to really be front and center, because it's not fair that every episode has him in it, even though it's called The Witcher.
And people want to watch it because he's in it.
Yeah, anyway. Right? I mean, come on. All right.
I'm sorry, I'm still trying to get past Henry and me and Geeky Mix 3. Whew.
Anyway, we're going to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. I've got some Warcraft miniatures that need painted. I can paint them shirtless if it'd make you feel better, but I'm still not Henry Cavill.
It would make me feel better.
Okay. All right. Gonna wrap it up.
Yeah. Bye.